Here we are at lunchtime on day 3 of our Sport Pesa and Arsenal coaching clinic. On the first day, we worked on playing out from the back and building possession. However, after receiving some feedback from the local coaches here, they thought they might struggle to implement some of the elements of that playing style. We took that feedback on board, so yesterday we focused on compactness and pressing to enable us to counter-attack. Sport Pesa themselves really want us to try and expand the way football's played here in Kenya, try to excite and engage fans, so we're trying to implement those styles. We built upon that today by adding in individual creativity, and we're also going to focus on how we can beat a deep-lying defence. Again, with the idea of trying to get more goals in the Kenyan Premier League.
I've been coaching with the goalkeepers. I'm an FA licensed coach, and we've been focusing on the core skills that are part of Arsenal's goalkeeping coaching syllabus. So over the 3 days so far, we've covered playing out with the ball, focusing on short passes and a variety of passes into positions on the pitch as well, including midfielders and attackers. We then progressed with day 2, going into footwork and positioning, which was very challenging for our goalkeeping coaches, but they rose to the challenge and are ready to take on the information and implement it.
Okay, this is my first camp with Arsenal, and for the last 3 days we've been together, I think I've learned a lot. Most of the things that we never knew, most which are the foundations of goalkeeping, which I think in Kenya Premier League, most of us coaches we never knew. So I think we have really achieved a lot for the past 3 days, and which I expect that we shall still get more in the next 2 days.
It's the first time I've been here, but my assistant Laura came back with a number of ideas, some of which we were able to impact upon. But because sadly the timing wasn't good, because Laura came here in mid-December. Our season didn't start until just a few weeks ago. So, but I'm quite impressed with it, with the methods. It's years since I was on a training course with football, so it's good to get up to date with new methods they have.
Now before, in the workshop at Christmas, I was then leading the workshop, so I got a really good hands-on experience with the coaches to get a much more in-depth understanding. It was my first time to Africa, and to really understand your guys' football and culture out here. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm now in an assistant role to Simon, so he's obviously our head of coaching, so it's really good experience for me just to now observe and then see a little bit more of what the coaches have then taken on board. So far this week I've been really impressed and very pleased with the amount of detail that's then transitioned across from the previous workshop into this one, and then also speaking to the coaches and seeing what their progressions have been.
Well, essentially I just want to get a few ideas, and I like to interact with some other coaches and see what their thoughts are. But of course interaction is not always easy, because most people in their free time speak their native language, and I can understand some of it. Communicating 2 ways is still very difficult, even though I've been coming here a few years. I've never really been a language learner, but I'm happy to pick up some things and take back, and within a couple of years hopefully I can pass on to a new coach as I'm getting older, and it'd be nice for them to take over the reins, and I can just sit back and hopefully administer and keep promoting the team.